What is going on, YouTube world? Welcome back to LilBigMan Gaming, bringing y'all another review. And like I said in the last one, this is for Stargirl. I think this will be episode 4. Yeah, Stargirl episode 4, just called Summer School Chapter 4. Um, yeah, let's dive straight into it. Thank y'all for being here. Y'all awesome. And yeah, here he goes. As Pat considers whether he should come clean to Courtney about Eclipso's past, a surprise visit from Croc and Paula catches him and Barbara off guard. A tense run-in with the Shade provides Courtney with some valuable information. So this this episode, one thing it did do was push the agenda of Cindy. I think that's her. Isn't that her name? Like Cindy. I think like the girl who wants to who wants to do like how Courtney did and start a new ISA. Yeah. Yeah. So her name is Cindy. But yeah, one thing it did do like that I liked better than the first 3 episodes was that we finally got to see Cindy, getting together her group of ISA members, and I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that at first, and maybe it was intentional. I didn't know it was intentional, but I didn't know that the kids that we were getting introduced to that could be members, aside for Pat's son, what kids of the ISA people. Everybody she was looking at except for Pat's son as an ISA child. Like she approached Fiddler's son. She tried to get the Croc's daughter. She did so she could have the Croc's daughter given to her side, and she also had plans for Pat's son. But we get to see that moving forward. But yeah, this episode it starts with, I think I might be, and correct me if I'm wrong, it might not actually be the start, but I think the way how I remember it was I think it starts with Pat and them talking about Eclipso, and Barbara is basically concerned because Pat told her everything, and we're quickly told in song that Pat is basically keeping the whole story about Eclipso and the JSA from her. Like, and they contemplating where they should tell Courtney, everything. Because Barbara's like, I didn't get no type of sleep last night because of what Pat told her. Freaked her out so bad that she didn't really get that much sleep. But Courtney walks in and she's told, you know what? Now I realize that that wasn't the start of the episode. I forgot. I forgot that Courtney, the girl with the goggles. I forget her name all the time. What's her name? She's supposed to. I forgot the girl's name. Poor girl too. Beth. She's Dr. Midnight too. I forget. I gotta remember that her name is Beth. But we do kick off with Beth, and Beth is basically still trying to save her family. Poor girl. She's still trying to save her family, but at this point in junction, she's trying to get the glasses to work, and the goggles, they Dr. Mint or Chuck, he reveals more information about Eclipso, and he revealed some information. I forgot what it was, but I do know he revealed some information that she passes on to Courtney. That's how when Barbara and Pat was talking about Eclipse or whether to tell Courtney anything, she comes in and talks about Eclipso, and she tells them that because one of the things was that the file on Eclipso it was searching. She did have the automatic truck at first searching for it, and she found out the files for Eclipso were confidential, and she a lot with them being revealed that the Eclipso had something to do with the JSA. So Pat basically gets stumbled upon it. Barbara's like, "Did you tell her?" He was like, "No," but she was like, "Tell me what? Like, what about Eclipso?" Like, they was like, "How do you know about Eclipso?" They said, "Well, how do you know?" She's like, "Well, how do you know, Pat?" And she was like, they was like, "You first." And she basically revealed that Dr. Midnight's goggles revealed to them that Eclipso was here in Blue Valley, and that we are all in danger. So she's like, and then she said on top of that, the Beth tried to get some files on it, and they said the files on Eclipso is confidential. So Pat had to reveal, knowing that Pat had to reveal at least a piece of the truth that they was currently talking about, and they revealed that that Eclipso killed Dr. Midnight's daughter, that's later on in the episode. Sorry, they revealed that that Eclipso was like some evil, like pure evil being, and that his origins and mysteries are unknown. But what they do know is that when he was defeated, he was imprisoned in that black diamond that was supposed to be in the auction house where Barbara works, but somebody has taken it. So Courtney senses that they're not being 100% truthful, but they went and did. She assured her mom that they're not about to run in head first after Eclipse, so they're going to do their work. They research first. So that's where they at Yolanda's workplace. Yolanda works as a waitress at this diner, and they sit there, they all go through the information. They find out that Eclipso originated from this island that's no longer on the map, I think it's called the Devil's Island. And Eclipso, they said the thing about the island was that everybody who went to that island never came back. So that's why it was taken off the map, because of fear that people would continue to go to this island and die and never return. So it was taken off all maps across the world except for the ones that was already on. And they found old maps with the Devil Islands on it, and they found out the history of it, and that Yolanda asked a great question: How did Eclipso and the Black Diamond itself make it here to the States if it was on this offshoot island called Devil's Island? And they found out that some adventurer explorer, I forgot the name of the guy, but some adventurer basically went and found it, and he was the only guy ever known to go to the island and come back. So they believe that since he was the only one who's ever been documented as the only person to go there and come back, he must have brought Eclipso's diamond back with him. And that's how it made its way here to the States and eventually to the ISA and here in Blue Valley. But that's it. That's all they know. They don't know what happened to the guy. They don't know why the guy even. They don't know how he went missing. So they continue to search, and that's when Courtney has this chance encounter looking for more information on Eclipso. She has this chance encounter with the Shade. And she basically has this argument with the Shade with her convictions in tow, and is thoroughly convinced that the Shade is responsible for the death of Dr. Midnight. And, he and she says she knows what he's there to do. He knows that he's pure evil. Him and Eclipso are pure evil. And he chastises her, saying, "Do you really know the difference between bad and evil?" He teaches her the difference. He tells her that you're so convicted, you're so confident that you know what's going on. You don't even know the half of the story. And he tells her, which I think was like one of the best scenes of the episode, because it was like eye opener for Courtney. He tells her that, hey, and like the difference between evil and bad is that bad people chooses the life less travel, the opposing lifestyle. They do bad things here and there, take stuff. He said, yeah, that's bad. No, I ain't never said, I'm not denying that I'm a bad person, but he said, to compare me to Eclipso, you're right about one thing. Eclipso is pure evil. But he said, I am not that. He said, I might be a bad person. I might have chose the odd life and all that type of stuff. But I'm not Eclipso bad. I'm not pure evil. He said, I am. He said, the things that Eclipso has done. He said, and then he reveals to her that since she was so confident, he reveals to her that one of the things that she probably didn't know Eclipso did was that Eclipso killed Dr. Midnight's daughter. And she was shocked. She was like, wait a minute, Eclipso did this and did that. And he was like, look at you. You were so confident. You had your convictions and your confidence was so sure of yourself earlier. All I had to do was reveal a piece of information. Now you're not even sure what happened now. You was confident like you was there that night, like you saw everything that happened. But now that I tell you that, now you're not so sure, are you? And she's not. She looks at Dr. Midnight with confusion because she realized there's stuff that she really don't know. And she realized that maybe he's right. Maybe I don't know everything, because I thought that anything that involved Dr. Midnight was from the Shade. And Shade convinced her that, yeah, I'm bad, but you keep accusing me of killing Dr. Midnight. But he basically alluding to that he never killed Dr. Midnight at all. But that he said, he reveals to her that what he wants is to grab that is to take the diamond and throw it into the deepest, darkest recesses of the world's ocean, so that nobody be able to get it. And she asked her, why would he do all this? And he said, because as long as I live, I'm basically bored. I became bored. So this leaves Pat's son. Pat's son ended up having to run in with the Crocs, and who escaped prison, and they take him hostage. And this would lures Pat to his workshop to meet the Crocs, and they reveal that Croc and Paulina reveals that they broke out of prison to see their daughter try out for the football game. And that they would be happily able to break back into prison. They just broke out and left breadcrumbs just long enough for them to be able to watch the game, cheer her on so that she could cheer her on like she needed to be, and then they'll go back to prison because they realize that their lives that they like choices could be damaging to their daughter. They want their daughter to be free of their influence, even if it means that they have to stay in jail to keep her away from their lifestyle. So that's all they want. The only reason why they took Pat's son is to have Pat help them go to her game. And if he cooperate, they said they could do it the old-fashioned way, where they could fight, and he could probably get to his robot, and he could try to fight them, or he could just cooperate and help them watch their daughter's game, so that they could just be there and then go back to prison. Pat realized they're sincere, so he's like, fine, whatever. We'll do it your way. So they have this whole funny encounter where they're in Pat's house, and Barbara and them is all unease about them. But Barbara grows to learn that they're not so different than what they thought. Pat and them realized that Paula and Croc are not really that different. Sure, they're like health junkies and fitness people, but they're not that different from what they thought they was. So Cindy, like I said, she in this episode she's also putting her plans into motion. She's trying to God, I can't remember Artemis for one. She put her plan into motion with Calypso. Calypso taunts her, again, because we see her. She's saying she's still mad that Calypso killed her stepmother and that she didn't want her stepmother dead. And she said, and no, Calypso said, this is not, you're mad at me about your stepmother, but this is not what you're really mad about. And then he reveals, he gives her a vision of her mother, and she realized that Calypso was doing that. He said the only reason why he did it was to help her get over the past, and that he's trying to help her put the past behind her. And she told him that if he does something like that again, she'll throw the diamond into a volcano. And so she tells the Calypso that they better get to work. And he shows her a vision what her team could look like, with her in the middle, and everybody on her side, including Pat's son. So she goes to set out to recruit people. Like I said, she recruits the Fiddler's son. She's like the first person. He like the first person she recruits, and then she started eyeing Artemis, who is Croc and Paulina's daughter. And Courtney tried to make amends with Artemis about the whole hockey stick situation in the first episode. She even gave Artemis an apple because Artemis was looking like for protein so she could have some type of energy and fuel for her football tryout. But then Courtney, I think, starts talking to Artemis a little bit too much. She's talking to her a little bit too much because then she's talking about, like, I'm sorry for the situation you're in. She turns around with the apple, like, what situation? And she's like, with your parents being in, where they are situation. And she said, this irritates her to where she starts talking about how, yes, she said her parents in jail. Her parents are in jail, but they're innocent, and that they might be a laughing stock. Crocs don't forget, and they don't forgive. And she ended up squeezing the apple to death and breaking it. And this shows that she has. This is started. I think it was like the second. This is like the second or third incident, and so that she got real bad anger problems. Like the slightest thing could tick her off. What else? That I forgot too that Beth, when Beth was talking to her mom, we got to see Beth's mom for the first time, and Beth was I forgot that Beth was trying to get her mom and her dad to go on a date to this golf place, this mini putt place, and she's like, and the mother's like, I thought they closed that down. They was like, they did, They was on the verge of quitting. She basically was trying to compare what was going on with the putt place to what's going on with them, and but she said she's trying to point out the fact that they worked through their problems and ended up staying together, or end up not closing. So she tried to throw hints that maybe that's what they need to do. And that's why they should go on a date. But she said, your father's busy, I'm busy. How about you and your friends go, though? It will be fun. And, this upsets her. That's before she found out that about the confidential file from Eclipso. At the football game, though, Courtney ends up showing up because after her encounter with the Shade, she shows up to confront Pat about why Pat lied to her about what Eclipso did. And Pat, Pat asked her, how did she find out about what Eclipso did, and she said the Shade told her that she told Pat about her encounter with the Shade, and then how Shade revealed to her that that she's basically been lied to about Eclipso. And Pat was like, well, he said it's a very dark thing. Dr. Midnight's daughter was 10 years old. Calypso killed Dr. Midnight's 10-year-old daughter, and it's not a good thing they like to talk about. It's like he didn't want to scare Courtney or freak her out that what Calypso did to Dr. Midnight. And she asked her, "Well, is there anything else that you're not telling me about Eclipso and the JSA?" And he said, "No, that's pretty much it." Knowing that he was lying. So this brings out Cindy. Cindy, who was scouting Artemis for her team, she see everything going well for Artemis, and that she doesn't, and that what hurts her plan, because she need everything to go bad for Artemis, so Artemis will be driven to her side. So seeing that Artemis is doing well on the football field and doing well with her parents there, she uses Eclipso's power to get inside Artemis' head. At first, Artemis sees Courtney going up to Pat to talk to her about Pat about what's going on, and then all of a sudden Courtney disappears, and Pat and her parents are surrounded by police officers getting ready to shoot and kill her parents, and this drives her crazy. Right in the middle of her tryout, she just takes off her helmet and she starts beating up and tossing. Obviously she got some type of super strength enhancement from her parents. She got some super strength and stuff because she's able to just throw people across the room. She throws a couple of people across thinking they would swap people until the spell wears off, and she realized the people she was beating up wasn't really SWAT, but just regular people that were just sitting there watching the game. And they, her parents and Pat and they was trying to figure out what was going on with her. And she's like, she's like, what's going on? Like, what happened? Where are the SWAT people? And they explained to her that they wasn't there. And they also come clean to Artemis about them not actually being, they're not actually being innocent. So, Courtney gets Artemis gets what she. I'm not Courtney or Artemis. Cindy gets what she wants, as Artemis is told that maybe she didn't. And Artemis is told that she was good and they would love to have her on the team, but her anger issues proved to be something that they can't deal with. And when she gets there, she breaks her phone, and as she turns around into Cindy, when Cindy starts making her offer to Artemis about joining the team. Then we go to Courtney, who sneaks out of her bedroom because she realized Pat and them is not telling her the truth. They won't tell the truth because the scene before this is Barbara and Pat discussing about whether they should tell Courtney the truth because they realized they said no more lies and stuff, but they realized that because Artemis found out about her parents and that Artemis will never be the same again. They don't want that for Courtney. They don't want her to find out the truth about the JSA and Eclipso because they don't think that that Courtney would be the same again. So they decide that it's best for them to just withhold the truth. Courtney realized this was going to happen. She sneaks out to go find information, and we get the episode ends the way it started with Beth trying to fix the goggles, and gets an encounter with Dr. Midnight himself, which reveals a big secret that I won't reveal. That I won't say because I want to end it there. The clip that ends on the cliffhanger revealing that somebody something and something. But that's all I got. If you enjoyed this review, hit that button right there in the upper right corner for all of my reviews. Yeah. Peace out.